name is Noah Alvarez. I go to Columbia College Chicago and I'm 20 years old. I'm majoring in film and television arts with an emphasis on screenwriting. I wanted to be a writer for basically as long as I could remember. I was exploring other career paths, at a certain point I was interested in architecture and other shit, but a love for writing has always kind of been in my life. I wasn't really thinking of going the author route, writing books or writing poetry or journals or anything. When I was in 6th grade, I saw an Australian horror movie called The Babadook, and it changed my life forever. It was the first movie I ever watched where I was like, wow, there are people behind the camera and behind the scenes doing all of this, and they're actually building something, they're creating something. This is made by the hands of real people. And it really shaped a lot of my personal style, a lot of my personal taste, and it's a love that hasn't gone away. I started making short films on my iPad and editing them with iMovie. Very bougie, I know. And that's sort of how I learned the basics of camera setups and framing and stuff. But then around freshman year of high school, I think as a Christmas gift actually, my parents got me a camera. And so the following year in 2018, I made my first, real short film. And it was called Late Night Feeding. It's pretty bad. We didn't have any idea what we were doing, but it holds a special place in my heart for sure. Then throughout high school, I made 2 more short films. Both of them didn't really come out that well because, again, I didn't really have much of an idea of how to do certain things, specifically with cinematography and editing and color and all of that stuff. When I came to college, I made a little short for my freshman year film class called It's Okay, You're Okay, and it was meant to simulate what it's like to have a panic attack. And that's sort of where I learned more about the actual craft of filmmaking. Later on in freshman year, I made another short film called This Dystopia We Call Home, and it was filmed completely in black and white in a 1:1 aspect ratio. And it was a little tribute to some of my favorite movies, like Eraserhead, The Lighthouse, The Killing of a Sacred Deer, stuff like that. Films that I had seen previously and had really inspired me. I guess that's sort of when I came to understand that this wasn't just a hobby, that this was a real passion that I had. And that was sort of around the time where I realized, wow, okay, I can actually do this. This is actually a viable career option for me. How I would describe the way I make movies and the way I think about them is very much just a clusterfuck of inspiration. It doesn't quite come from one place. I've read a lot of books. I enjoy photography and music, but primarily I do watch a lot of movies. So I like to think that my work is sort of an amalgamation of the books I've read, the movies I've watched, and the things that I feel. I'm currently working on filming for a project that I've been working on for a little bit over a year now. The script I wrote in December of 2021. And it's called The Clock Turns, The Hands Resist Her. I've been trying to make it since January of 2022, and I've faced a number of setbacks in doing so. But it's been a really good learning experience as well. At a certain point, I almost have to wonder if the universe is kind of testing me in some way. Saying here's another setback. Here's another thing that you have to worry about. And each time I'm faced with that, I'm forced to make compromises, and I'm forced to reevaluate things. And through that, constant set of delays, I've learned a lot about the work that goes into making something like this. There's so much time that you have to dedicate, so much work that you have to do, so many different facets that you have to consider. I really want to create something that is entirely unique and original with this film. I want to create something that is really, really unique. And I think that that level of creativity is probably what will hopefully make the film eligible for any awards. I want people to watch this and think that it's been beamed down from a completely different dimension. Like a person didn't make this movie. It is from some sort of weird parallel universe. Whatever level of recognition that gets will be good enough. I think any form of recognition is a good thing. I hope to continue making films throughout college, and then after college, I'm hoping to actually start up a production company with some of my friends. The feeling when you complete a film and you watch it with someone and you get to see their reactions to it, you can say to yourself, damn, that was good, is probably the most accomplishing feeling I've ever felt. There's such a wave of relief and joy and gratitude all at the same time, just washing over you, because you realize that this film that you've been working on, it's like your passion project, it's your baby. This is what you've dedicated so much of your time and energy and effort into, and just having it turn out good is probably the most fulfilling thing you can possibly feel as an artist, to know that you have made something that is a good reflection of your creative talent and abilities.